Oh, wait.
Shut up.
That was the last thing. Let yourself receive. In the words of the wonderful Cardi B. And clean it up. So this is it. To clean some shit up. Did you want to do this on camera? Okay.
You didn't need no call for that. You didn't need.
Always come for me.
And I'll hold my question for when we go to break.
Okay, because we are 1 minute away, but...
Join us every Tuesday at 9 p.m. for Old School Brouhaha Radio Show, only on BeExposedRadio.com.
Jacqueline.
Yes, Mom?
I wanted to talk to you about something and... Oh, wait. Hold on. I just got a text. Oh, there's another one. Wow. Busy me. So anyway...
Oh, wait, Mom. I just got a message. My friends keep commenting on my comment. Oh, there's another one. So many comments on my comment.
Oh, I can't wait to watch TV tonight. Playoffs!
Hey guys, check out my new video game. Pew, pew.
Wait, Mom, what? Huh?
What? Hold
What'd
on.
you say? Wait a second, what?
This weekend, unplug. Take your family to the forest. There's nothing in the world like experiencing nature firsthand. Trees, paths, bluebirds, streams. Getting closer to nature can get you closer to your family. To find the forest nearest you, go to discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Whoa. The moment my son saw a redwood tree.
It's huge!
Is the moment I knew that for him,
You can't even see the top of that thing!
even the sky has no limit.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org. Learn about forests near you and discover cool things to do when you go. Your moment is out there. Find it at discovertheforest.org.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
You're now listening to BeExposedRadio.com. Check out this fire flashback.
We need to relearn what it is to be these bosses and how we conduct ourselves as business-minded individuals and just people in general. I let my gut, and if I call it gut or God or whatever, I'm led by that energy. I know where it comes from. I know where it's, taking me, and you have to figure out what is important to you, and don't play this game. It's a game that we've learned to play, this chess game, and life is not a chess game. Life is real, bones, flesh, blood, decisions.
Make sure you check out the Artist Exchange Show every Monday and Friday at 2 p.m. only on BeExposedRadio.com.
sorry, guys, if y'all can hear us. Sorry for the bloopers. I'm really sad.
I'm like, oh God, we got 2 guests and no one can hear us. We got 7 people still tuning in. Oh, we got Scott that just tuned in too. Scott. If you can hear us, please put a message at the bottom, guys. If you can hear us, put a message at the bottom. Okay, they hear us. Hey, yay! All right.
So
thank you, God. I know. So
they couldn't even hear the bloopers.
I know. So unfortunately, guys, we have no visual tonight, no video, but we do have an audio show. So just tune in and listen this evening. So unfortunately, we do not have any video tonight.
I'm so excited.
All right,
I'm so sorry. I'm trying to help our guests.
We getting it together.
Right. So thank you for tuning into the Skylyne Radio Show.
I guess we'll take it from the top.
Yeah, we want to start all over again because no one has heard us in the last 40 minutes. So
40 minutes behind, but
it's okay.
It is what it is. We're gonna get it in. I'm your host, Mark.
And I'm Fawn the Busy Bee, and we had Teyana. I'm sorry, I said Fawn the Busy Bee. I'm Fawn the Skater and Teyana the Busy Bee. Bloopers. Yes, so Teyana's here. She's finally made it. Yeah, we getting ourselves together. I'm all mixed up right now. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy.
Oh, you can see this right now.
Yeah, this is like bloopers 2.0, like for real.
5.0.
5.0.
Bloopers to the max.
Oh.
Microphone check.
Check 1, 2, and 2. Come on, y'all. Let's go on and get a little rap session going. Who ready? Who got it?
So once again, guys, we don't have any visual tonight. It's just purely audio. Purely audio tonight. So.
Yes. I keep looking at the camera. We're videoing.
I know. Chanel. Yeah. I'm working on getting together right now.
We're back. We're set. Everyone should be able to hear us. There's no visual. I don't even care about the visual. As long as y'all can hear us, because
that's all that matters.
We didn't come on the show to not be heard. That's what matters, right? You all can see us. See us next week. We just did not come on the show to not be heard. And again, let's start all the way over. I'm T, the Busy Bee.
I'm Mark.
And I'm Fawn the Skater. So thank you guys for tuning in.
We have our hosts. One of us was gonna leave so all 3 of them could be on, but since y'all can't see us, we all in the same room.
That's right.
We got Trina Love.
Hello, everybody. Glad to be here. I'm sorry.
Introduce your guest.
Oh,
yeah,
I guess here. Oh, I have the honors. I feel so special. We have Anthony Wilson here, aka Tony Wolf, author of the I over E Perspective. And then we have his partner Curtis here, who is part of the panel. They both are a part of the organization Fresh, which is a nonprofit organization. They're doing special things and great things in the community.
Awesome.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for joining us on the show, guys.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you guys for taking time to come out, on this cold Wednesday evening.
It ain't cold.
It's
I mean, like I said,
you from Chicago.
Good weather.
I'm from St. Louis, and I'm still cold as I don't know what.
Oh, really?
Yes.
First off, let me tell you about how
I lived in Hawaii for 3 years too, so maybe that has something to do with it.
Yeah, that's a whole different
This that good Midwest AC.
No, it's not. Okay. So this morning I woke up, I decided to get ready. I'm going to be on time for work because I had to be there at 8:30 today. I decided, it might be a little warm. I ain't got to wear no socks.
Huh? No socks? Wait a minute, hold up.
That's why you
have moccasins. That's why.
That's why you was in the car. What?
Okay, I was like, whoa,
on
wait a
your
minute.
feet.
Because the ankles was cold.
Okay.
They frostbitten by the time I saw her.
We don't need to have cold ankles.
Okay, guys, we do have an event on December 1st. It's not our event. It is actually Movers and Shakers with the host and the MC, Mr. Tony Wolf. He's the author. And Miss Cynthia Eugene, who is the special speaker, and Proverbs Taylor, who is also the guest speaker with these
those
and
dreamy
we also
eyes.
have Tamika Joy as one of the music artists performing. It's from 7 p.m. to 12 a.m. Make sure you all reach out to Movers and Shakers. Catch us live on here from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. And we'll be back after this short little break.
Stay tuned, guys.
Radio.com.
Okay, he said something about this.
You are now listening to Just a Bit Outside, a sports radio show at BeExposedRadio.com. Come join us every Monday night from 8 to 10 p.m. on YouTube, Facebook, or BeExposedRadio.com.
So we had a lot of things going on.
Mother's Day, Major League Baseball, pink bats, pink outfits.
Yeah. They certainly did the mothers good. They don't show them justice. Like Jimmy said, the pink bats, cleats, all types of pink highlights in the major leagues. The Orioles were swept by the Kansas City Royals.
Wah, wah.
The Kansas City Royals. Thank you, Eric. Kansas City Royals is they're like one of the worst teams in the Major League Baseball right now. Yeah, so that was a little tough.
Yeah, so the Orioles no longer have the top record. It belongs to the Washington Nationals now.
Yeah, so that was tough. So hopefully they'll get back on track with the next series. Maryland, we got some local sports, collegiate to report. The Maryland lacrosse. Let's shout out the Maryland lacrosse team. They are in the NCAA tournament, and they...
Hey, this is Mark, just a bit outside on BeExposedRadio.com. Listen to us every Monday, 8 to 10 p.m. on Facebook and on YouTube.
Join the club that gives you stuff.
Hey, thanks!
Radio Loyalty.
Here's how it works.
Just click on the Radio Loyalty banner right now and sign up. Then, you keep on listening like you already do. But now you earn points. Those points add up, and you can trade them in for stuff in the Radio Loyalty store. Earn more points by sharing your station with friends on Facebook and Twitter, answering surveys, and by using the apps in the New Players App Store. Pretty simple, right?
Radio Loyalty.
Click that banner to join now.
Take a minute and listen to this flashback of the Artist Exchange radio show.
Any trouble, because I get into any trouble, but I had a problem that this then became a discussion at that workplace environment. Now, the discussion was I should have been more sensitive. In what way was my first response?
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
All right, guys.
We're back.
And we are back. Like, I'm going to say we never left.
Like we never left. We was just here last Wednesday and we're back.
Again.
Every Wednesday, 7 to 9. Tune in.
Absolutely.
We apologize for the technical difficulties with the audio, with the visual. There's no visual tonight. But as long as you can hear us, that's all that matters.
Right. Everyone who's tuning in, thank you. Again, we need your ears, we don't need your eyes.
Right. Just listen, tune in. Alright, gentlemen, so tell us about what you guys are doing.
Well, I'm about to pay for some equipment.
Right.
I gotta sell some books tonight.
Okay.
Yeah, well.
So tell us your name and what do you do? Are you selling anything? What's going on?
Well, I'm Tony Wolf, the author of The I Over E Perspective. So this book came about some years ago based on the women friends that I had that used to call me and cry about their significant others, and I was like, "What you calling me for? Because I ain't the one giving you these headaches."
Right.
And so
that happens a lot, you know.
Yeah, and so I'm biblically based. You know, I study the word. So the Spirit just told me to come up with the I, which is your spiritual man, your intellect, over your E, which is your emotional man, is your flesh. And most times when we make our choices in life, we make it emotionally, and then we make wrong choices. And so that's what the book was based on, the premise of that. And so when I was writing it, I thought about making it a long book, but you know, some people, you know, they're long, you see something, oh, I don't want to get that. So I said, well, let me create a book that would create dialogue once people start reading the message that I presented in each and every different chapter. And so that's what we did. And so I did my first book sign, and so my partner here, friend, Curtis Alston, I didn't know he was going to be so instrumental. He's the Barry White of our panel. So he's like, yeah, you know,
I'm like a Kim. I'm like a Kim. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You gonna give me one music, man? Give me like Kim. You know what I'm saying? Like,
so I'm the godfather when it comes to it. I'm like James Brown. Get out of him. Get that relationship up. Yeah. So I come straight. I shoot straight with my message, and I just tell women, you know, don't settle, don't tolerate. You know, everybody will have their issues or have their flaws. You know, there's deal breakers in relationships, and you know, you just have to basically get that person that you feel that's compatible to how you want to live, you know, the rest of your life with. And the one concept I always tell anybody, even my buddies, your happiness should be the most important thing to you in anything in this life.
Absolutely, it is. It really should.
Yes. Your happiness. Can we add self-respect?
Self-respect?
Yes.
basically, I mean, I feel as though you first gotta have that self-respect in order to be happy in the first place, because you gonna let somebody come into your space, and if you don't have self-respect for yourself, then you gonna allow that person to treat you any old type of way.
Right, 'cause you don't even respect your own self, so anybody else can just go ahead
and do whatever
and disrespect you too.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
I'm a firm believer that you teach people how to treat you.
Right.
You know, you determine the lines that you're gonna allow to be crossed and what the lines that you're gonna allow to stay blurred, and until you make those particular lines in the sand in your own life, you're gonna allow people to cross them all the time. So people end up in relationships like that, where they see people, they just come into a relationship, and then next thing you know, like the first couple of days be so wooing, but at the same time, like a week, 3 weeks later, maybe a month later, things just all of a sudden turn upside down, because for the simple fact is that they never had a grasp of who they really were themselves. So when other people see them, they don't see the worth, because you're not carrying yourself in that worth. That go for man and female, you know.
You got to be true to yourself first, for anybody else can love you. So.
That's in my book. And so there's a chapter in my book about loving yourself, where I tell women that if you don't have a significant other, just create your own happiness and love yourself. Go out, because I tell women all the time, like my buddies, I travel by myself.
I mean, I'm being honest, like having a relationship doesn't make you less of a person if you don't have one. It's just, if you have it, you have it, but you still you at the end of the day.
Thank you.
That's you don't need somebody to complete you. You already complete.
Thank you. Why you ain't been...
You already complete. You know what I mean? You already complete.
Yeah, but a lot of women don't believe it, because a lot of women I talk to like, I need somebody to make me happy. I'm like, why is another human being got to make you happy?
You should be happy on your own.
Yeah.
Maybe keep you happy at times.
Like Chanel said, you need to be equally yoked, you know?
Yeah, but I'm going to say this to Chanel. Hey, Chanel, I'm about to say this to you. So it's in my book, and I say this in my book, that when you create your own happiness and do things in your life to enjoy your life, when that person or significant other comes into your life, they only become an addition to what you already have.
Right.
So if they end up leaving or it doesn't work, you just miss that little part, but you're still being who you were before they came into your life. And then I go into my book and say, you have a relationship where Kevin and Kim were together, and then when Kevin left, Kim was destroyed. Like, that's my world. I can't live without him. How you can live without him? You was living before you met him,
Right,
so you can't live
exactly.
without him. You know, and that's just the concept you get when you allow somebody to come and try to take over your whole world. And I don't believe in that, you know.
And you know, I mean, but you know, and on the flip side of that, you know, individuals, of course, they do feel crushed. I mean, if somebody really opens themselves up and give their heart to somebody, you entrusted something to somebody that you expected them to take care of. So a lot of times, the individuals that you entrust your heart to never really take care of what you entrusted them to. But a lot of times too, we don't always look at the signs. We don't notice the signs that we see prior to. You can watch in the way they deal with other individuals. And a lot of times, and this is what we talk about too, a lot of times too, is that people don't build a friendship first before they jump into a relationship.
You should be friends first,
you know?
with, in my opinion, before you date anybody. You gotta know, you gotta be friends. You gotta be best of friends.
But
I
Curtis,
want to know
the best of friends.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I'm about to knock something out when Trina finishes.
You say you don't notice the signs, but oftentimes
No, I said we do, but we don't never answer.
Acknowledge the signs. Okay, because we are blind.
Ain't no blind, none of that. See, that's why I say, ain't nobody blind. You seen it, and you said after you done found out after 10 years, I knew it. Then why you ain't do nothing about it in the first place?
Right.
See, this is me when we on our panel. You know, they more soft and gentle. I ain't been gentle with it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so my thing is this right here. So I think love is overrated. Love used to be the thing back in the day.
It depends on your definition of love, though. For you to say it to be overrated, what is your definition of love?
Okay, you already know my definition of love. It's an action to me. And words is just
you have
word.
to heal yourself first before you find love.
See,
because all you're gonna do is attract the bad stuff. You're gonna keep attracting that same person over and over again. They're just gonna have a different face and a different name.
I'm gonna go back to what
you gotta get this right.
I'm about to go back to what Curtis said. Then I'm gonna come back to
the same person over and over again.
I'm gonna interject what Curtis said, and then I'm gonna go back to what you just said. I feel like you should like the person whom you're going to develop a relationship with, and I'm gonna break it down real briefly. I have friends, I have cousins who love their wives, but when we out and it's ready to go home, they're like, man, I gotta go home to Tanya, man. Why you
it's like a forced love.
Forced love, but
instead of I really like you.
I want to like being around a person.
Period. You know what I mean?
And that's the thing I always tell women. I say, like y'all just said about friendship. You know, get the friendship established, and once the friendship established, anything else that happens after that is the pluses. And then you like, that's my baby. That's my. That's you know what I'm saying. And so.
10 seconds.
All
right.
Having minor issues. But we're gonna jump and take this break real quick. When we come back, we're gonna jump all the way right back into it. Stay tuned to BeExposedRadio.com.
My name is Ruth Rusi. I'm a retired teacher. I'm 91 years old, and this is how I live united. I say retired, but not really. Once a week, I read books to children as part of United Way's education program. Reading to a child creates links between language and literacy. It creates a bond between grown-up and child. And believe it or not, it prepares them for a better academic future. Oh, we read about frogs and flies and pigs with wings, all sorts of juicy stuff. It's a joy to watch all those little faces. I figure I have the time and they have the need. And I've always believed that if we're not here to help each other, then what are we here for really? My name is Ruth Rusi. I help kids prepare to succeed in school. So I don't just wear the shirt, I live it.
Give, advocate, volunteer, Live United. Go to liveunited.org.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Oh, okay. How long did you guys sing it?
And we're back like we never left.
Yeah, we're back. And we were supposed to take a break, but y'all took a break. We didn't take a break. We continued talking. That's why we were talking about when we came back on. But
yeah, back to this relationship talk. Yes, this is good stuff. So what I left off saying is you have to heal yourself before you can meet somebody else. You really do, because you just meet the same person over and over and over again. And that's what happened with me. Like last 15 years, I dated my first boyfriend about 15 times. I'm like, you're the same guy. You just got different face, different name.
Right. Laws of attraction.
Yeah, it's like you're the same guy. And I had, until I actually went back to my first guy, and he apologized to me, that's when things started changing. And it's crazy, I had to go back in time, because I had to get healed from that relationship.
So basically,
need closure.
Yeah, I needed that closure to move on.
Let me ask you this though. So because the same individual kept coming into your circle, do you think it wasn't just to attract what you were putting out that was attracting that? Do you think you were also trying to duplicate what you had?
I think it was I had to learn that lesson to move forward. I need to learn how to confront things and have that closing conversation with somebody so I can move on, because it was an incomplete story. And I need to complete that story with him so that I can move on, because I was still trapped at 21.
Right,
You know, and that was like 14 years ago, and I'm still at 21.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like I have to figure out how to get to the current me, because the old me still reoccurring in some kind of ways through the same guy. I'm like, come on now.
That's a good point you made though, because for real, that's another thing we got to recognize about relationships too. We also enter cycles that we don't ever break. And those cycles sometimes disguise themselves in different ways. Right. You know, for instance, the cycle may be is that, you know, I mean, it could be in different ways. But I mean, like, I might get depressed, so I go shopping. That's kind of a cycle. You know what I'm saying? When I get depressed, I end up going shopping. Other people, they get depressed, they go drinking. Other people, they get depressed, then they get hurt. Let's just use the word hurt. They get hurt, they go do something else. They feel things, but it's a cycle that every time I get hurt, I don't identify what hurt me. I don't deal with the issue, and then I continue to stay wounded, and then I just allow something else to basically soothe whatever I'm going through, but yet I never deal with it and I never heal from it.
Right.
So therefore, I'm still a victim, but then I'm also allowing myself to be victimized. And then sometimes too, on the flip side of that is that I'm not just sometimes a victim and victimizing somebody else. I become someone that makes someone else a victim, because I believe that hurt people do hurt people too.
Yeah, they do. And you just find yourself still stuck, still living there. You just never grow. And you're just like, how? Why? And you think back, where did all this pain start? Where did it all begin? And you go back in the time and go, oh, it started with you.
You could have stopped that pain.
I need to fix this with you so I can turn this page. You know what I mean?
You could have stopped that pain.
You know?
You could have stopped that pain.
Yeah, but you'll keep experiencing the same. The same experience with another person until you learn the first lesson.
You're right. So why it take you so long to learn it?
I mean, you just.
I want to.
I'm gonna tell you what changed my life. Teyana Van Zandt.
Okay. I think she changed a lot of people's lives.
I watch her every Saturday night, fix my life, and I was like, she's speaking some real dope stuff. Teyana Van Zandt.
Yeah, but you know what I tell everybody, and I always do the closing out for our panels. The one thing I tell people is anything we say is always opinion. I always tell people that you can give your opinion, but everything is about application. They have people out here who have degrees that are not utilizing it to their subject, their master. So if you don't utilize what you learn, you're gonna keep repeating it over and over. You know, and so when you was talking about your what's the lady's name?
Teyana
Van Zandt. Okay, yeah. So I watched her show a few times, and she had some things that she had to deal with, and that's why now she's able to give good advice because of experience.
Absolutely. She's very strong though.
Yeah.
Like, she's gonna make you, regardless if you want to feel it or not, you gonna feel it. Like.
But her strength probably was birthed out of her pain.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what we find a lot of us feeling our strength, and that's a good thing, you know. And I tell people too, like you say too, as far as you end a relationship and you go into this relationship, but you didn't deal with yesterday, but yet in your relationship you're trying to form something for the day that might turn into the future, but at the same time you never dealt with your issues from yesterday. So now you making me deal with your issues, so you stressing me. Also at the same time,
that's the kill me here.
You know, I'm just like, come on, please. That's like, come on, we too old to be dealing with this. You know what I'm saying? Go back until you deal with your trunk, put them issues issues up, deal with them, put them on the table, talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Some people don't even like to face their issues. You will tell them what you see, okay? And I'm telling you not because I'm trying to tear you down, but I'm telling you this is destroying you. You know what I'm saying? If you don't,
Man, let me tell you about this is destroying you. It's been so many times where people would do stuff to me and I would just pay attention to how they work, how they move. And you know, I would mention it like, you know, you shouldn't treat me like that, or you know, like you're treating me wrong. And they were like, excuse it. And then as soon as I blow up and I'm telling them about themselves, they're like, oh, I don't know what you're talking about. Like nothing, like you're not deaf.
Right.
You're not blind. You know who you are. You know how you got there. Yes, I did just read you, but this is what you need to know in order for you to grow. Now, why are you rejecting it?
Okay, so
people don't like truth.
All right.
This is true.
So I addressed that in the book, right?
Some people can't handle it.
So I addressed that in the book, right?
Okay.
And in the book, I addressed what you just said, right? About, look, I addressed that in the book about whenever you with someone, whether you're getting to know them or you're in a relationship and things occur that you feel are not healthy for the relationship, like Curtis just said, you approach the person, you communicate about it. If the person doesn't choose to change, are you going to still stay there? Because that's what they're telling you. They disregarding you. That's right. They disregarding you. So you want to let somebody disregard you?
No.
So I tell people, because people always say, Tony, why are you single? And I used to say, because I don't tolerate no bull crap. You know, I want a relationship, but I'm just not going to tolerate anything. And I say, I'm not going to take what I don't give out. Right. So if I don't physically abuse you, you're not going to put your hands on me. If I don't mentally or verbally abuse you, you're not going to do that to me. So you don't allow people to do things or bring things into your life that you're not going to, you know, do to them. So.
And then other people, you know, we talk about love. Y'all say love. They high five them.
Hold on. That's what I say. Hold on. Talking and discussing it.
Hey guys, can you still hear us? If you can hear us.
Somebody throw a thumbs up on the live so we can see if y'all can hear us.
All good. Somebody said all good.
So basically,
thank you.
So
okay, good. We're back on. Thanks, Chanel. You're the best. Okay, thank you.
So
thanks, Chanel. Now let me tell you about Chanel. This girl I've known her since I was like, oh my God, 14 years old. We have a 20-year friendship. So I went to high school with her.
That ain't your friend. That's your sister.
Yeah, we sisters at this point. Yeah. I was at her wedding and everything.
That's called friendly. Family.
Hi,
family. Thanks, Bouquet.
Thank you guys.
Thank you guys for with everything with these technical difficulties. I keep looking at the camera that's not even looking at that.
Call myself.
That's what I'm getting on.
Thanks, Mel.
But thank you guys for tuning in with us
tonight.
Thank you,
So back to what we was talking about the love aspect, right? Some say love is overrated. Some people use it out of context. Some people use it loosely, like just throwing it around. But basically, you know, when it really come down to it, you know, and we talking about self-respect, talk about self-love, you know, basically first and foremost, when that comes to a position where we have it, then we are able to see what real love looks like when we love ourselves. So basically, in the Greek language, there's 4 different loves. So the first one we're gonna talk about is eros. Eros basically is like more like it could be a passionate love, but also a lustful type of love. So when people see, oh, I like the way he looks, oh, I like the way she looks, so basically my attraction is something I saw physically, you know. So basically that could grow into something a little bit greater, but at the same time, most people, especially men, are attracted to people by visual. Women more so, they're like emotional, you know, that emotional connection. So then you have that sturge love. That sturge love is like from a mother to a child type of love, that nurturing type of love. Then you have that phileo, which is the brotherly love. Then you have the agape, where we say unconditional, but agape is really more. What it really means is it recognizes the value in the object and it prizes it. In other words, it's not based off something you do, something you have, just based off who you are. So when you begin to love yourself because of who you are, not nothing you have, not finding your identity in a name or brand or what somebody else saying about you. When you can see yourself as that particular valuable piece, and then when other people approach you, they see that same thing because you're putting it all. But other people don't recognize your worth, so when they come into your life and they don't know what real love looks like, it's based off condition. So my condition is that if you can do X, Y, Z, then I'm with you. But if you can't do X, Y, Z, then I don't want you.
Right.
So
yeah.
So basically, it wasn't real love in the first place. So a lot of times we see broken relationships because broken people enter into broken relationships, and then in relationships, and those relationships remain broken because they never really understood who they are as a person and love themselves completely and wholly.
I'm like this, and this is just my opinion. And I know the camera ain't on, but I'm gonna look at it anyways, because it might be that 3-second glitch that individual. I don't care what no one says about a relationship, a marriage, 3 months or 50 years. 90% of relationships that end in failure could have been avoided if both sides would have came as a united front and went and got help. There ain't nothing wrong with you. There ain't nothing wrong with you. There ain't nothing wrong with me. Yes, there is. I got a screw loose. There's nothing wrong with you. But at the same time, hey, look, I think we need some help. Let's go to relationship counseling. What do you have to lose? Nothing, but some time. But you got everything to gain. Because pretty much what you're doing that you, for whatever reason, lost touch of how to do in your own house. You're just throwing the cards out and you're picking up one by one and seeing where they take you. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so
I agree with that to a certain extent. Let me say this, because I think that first off, you say there's nothing wrong with each and every one of us, but
there is.
Really, there is. Some people need individual counseling before they can come together and get counseling together. They have to deal with their own. They have to deal with their own issues. They could be going through something that they saw their parents go through during childhood. They could be going through some type of insecurities. They could be going through anything that they need to deal with before they get depression, all of that. And they need to deal with that on their own before they can deal with the problems they're having in their marriage. Because that's what helps make the problem in a marriage, because two people aren't getting along for whatever reason and they're not right. Because I've been there, done that. We did marriage counseling. I was married almost 20 years. We did marriage counseling, everything. But both of us had to deal with our own personal issues on our own.
Right.
So, but the marriage counseling is beneficial.
Yeah, and the thing about it, in the book, I was addressing what you were saying in another aspect about people say the grass is green on the other side, right? And it goes into the relationship where I say, just like when a person comes out and look at their lawn, it's getting brown, the grass is dying. So you have to do what? You got to start retreating it. You got to regroup it. And it's like a relationship. You just got to, man, baby, let's go ahead. Or make a surprise for dinner. Or
you got to keep dating.
You got to keep. So this is what my father taught me. My father 87.
I like that.
So
my
my father taught me this like this, right? He said, your courting doesn't start until you get married. He said, right now you're just trying to figure out, is this where you want to go? And so I know that when I start things, I have to continue it throughout the duration, because this is what my father taught me. If you start it, you got to finish it. And so I ain't going to start something that I ain't finish. Once I do, I say, this is what I got to concentrate, because someone told me once that women watch patterns. And when you start changing, then they start saying something ain't right. And like I said, we saw a movie last night where it was
yeah, he went another time, Nobody's Fool.
Nobody's Fool.
So yeah, I was gonna touch on that about too, as far as people have particular ideas of what an ideal mate looks like. You know, that's another thing. You know, we shape that perfect person in our minds, and we try to find that perfect person, and then when we see that a person has some of the attributes that we want, we allow ourselves to let go of looking for all the things, or even sometimes we reject the person because they don't have all the things. But that could be a fault on both sides, because some people, they decide, okay, well, I'm going to let this in the door, and it'd be the totally wrong person.
Is that the list? Is that the list? You heard of the list that people have.
Oh, they got a break.
Yes. We're going to answer that question about the list of what people have as soon as we come back from break.
I don't got my list.
Wednesday, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. on BeExposedRadio.com.
So funny. Yeah, I'm going to tell y'all.
Well, Jason, I've got to tell you, you're pretty much everything this company is looking for in an entry-level candidate.
Great.
Your resume isn't quite what we're used to, but you've got a fantastic work ethic.
Thank you.
And I'm impressed by how you carry yourself.
So, should we talk about the job?
What? The job? Oh, sorry. Yeah, I have no way of recruiting or even meeting you. This interview didn't happen.
It may sound ridiculous, and that's because it kind of is. There's a huge pool of talent your company is missing out on. Meet the grads of life. Who are they? Talent worth knowing about. Young adults of unique determination and experience. An ideal fit for your company in an entry-level position, internship, or even mentorship. They might not have every qualification you typically look for, but they're exactly who your company needs.
Man, we really could have used him.
Don't miss out on a resource many innovative companies have already discovered. Go to gradsoflife.org to learn how to find, cultivate, and train this great pool of untapped talent. Brought to you by the Ad Council and gradsoflife.org.
My name is Ruth Rusey. I'm a retired teacher. I'm 91 years old, and this is how I live United. I say retired, but not really. Once a week, I read books to children as part of United Way's education program. Reading to a child creates links between language and literacy. It creates a bond between grown-up and child. And believe it or not, it prepares them for a better academic future. Oh, we read about frogs and flies and pigs with wings, all sorts of juicy stuff. It's a joy to watch all those little faces. I figure I have the time and they have the need. And I've always believed that if we're not here to help each other, then what are we here for really? My name is Ruth Rusey. I help kids prepare to succeed in school. So I don't just wear the shirt, I live it.
Give, advocate, volunteer.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
And we're back. If you can hear us, say aye.
I can hear you loud and clear, but I don't count.
Yeah, you don't. No, but for real, if someone can hear us, please say that you can hear us.
Give us some energy, guys. We don't know what's going on.
Thumbs up, something.
Anything?
Can you hear me?
Can you hear me now?
Can you hear me now?
Hey guys, can you hear us? We're live.
Can you hear me? Okay, they laugh.
Okay, they can hear us. All right, okay. Thank you guys. Thank you, Tawana. Thank you, LaDonna. Thank you, Whitney. Thank you, Monique. Thank you.
Roll call.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Tara.
Got the Tara on the line. Tawana, Monique, and LaDonna. Say what? Jeffrey Hart.
I know. Yeah, Monique. We don't have any visuals tonight. Unfortunately, we're all audio tonight. So yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. Even though you can't see us, at least you can hear us.
Yes.
I'm putting my eyes up.
The question on the table was the list. Do you have a list?
I'll let y'all start because
first off,
I
the only thing that I wanted is what we talked about earlier. Is I just wanted her to be my best friend.
Right.
That's basically what I wanted. I wanted her to be my best friend. So basically, I guess that does kind of have a list that goes along with it, and that list was mainly that she had a sense of humor like me, that she was trying to go and grow towards God like me, you know, and also had a certain drive, you know. Basically, for me, is that, you know, because I know what I need. You know what I'm saying? I need somebody that's like on that same page as me. Like, because sometimes I be in the store, and me and my mother might be in the store, and I'd be like one time we was in the mall, me and my mother, right? and this is how I want my girl to be. To understand my laughter is the same. My joking is like this. So I call the security. Say, security, can you come in for a minute, please? I need to report a crime. And the security come over there. I say, yeah, this woman right here been shoplifting, right? So basically, like my mother hit me, smack me upside the head, so stop playing all the time. But that's the type of stuff that I do. And if she got, you know, everybody don't play like that, but there's some type of sense of humor. You feel me? And that's the only thing I want. Somebody that's gonna laugh with me, because life too short not to be happy.
Absolutely.
Okay. Hey, I see Kershaw McSterling's asking about a list.
Okay, so yeah, she want to hear about this list now. She want to hear about the list.
Your best friend.
So,
so why should we not, or should we make a list?
All right. So this Tony Wolf speaking to y'all, the author of the book.
Okay.
So this is only my opinion. I believe a list should never be made, because then you put yourself for expectation, and when you put yourself for expectations, you get disappointed. Second, I believe when you find someone that you're really, you know, into and liking, just be yourselves, because then that person can naturally be who they are, instead of you put some type of front restrictions, and then this representative come up. So I'll give you an example. Say if you say, I want a guy who washes my car every Saturday, and so for the first couple of months he gonna wash the car. Right. And the next thing you know, once he get you, and you all booed up, he gonna be like, man, I ain't wash your car. I did
disappointed.
So you want the natural person, whether it's male or female, to be themselves around you. So if say like if you got someone who curses a lot, right, and then you like, I don't like people curse, you don't tell that person that. Had you told them, they would have submerged that. But then it comes out later. You're like, I didn't know you was like that.
That's what the truth gonna come out eventually.
It's in my book.
Right.
It's like a submarine. I got it.
Let me ask you this: if a woman asks you, what are you looking for in a woman?
To be yourself. I just tell her be yourself. I tell every woman that. That's it. That's what. I just said be yourself. Not just be you. That's it. I'll tell every woman that. Just be you.
But for real though, I mean, I think it's some things you should say for real, because one, and this is what we talked about earlier. But one is like, for instance, I said sense of humor, but for real communication, like be transparent, like just be yourself. That's all.
If I ask you a question, answer me. You know what I mean? Don't have me wondering.
Even if you're frustrated.
And that's probably why we might need that counseling sometimes, because we need that help to talk.
Yeah, matter of fact, I was talking to a friend of mine today when Curtis came over, and she went through a situation with her past, and she asked me about marriage, and I've been married before, and I basically told her marriage to me was a good thing. It's just that I had a communication issue. Okay. So he will understand. Mark will understand. That's when we was growing up. So Mark will understand this right here. It's like when you're dealing with someone, and the person is trying they're trying to get you to like them, right? So now you're trying to put up certain aspects of things that you're trying to express out to that person so they can gravitate to you. So I got this thing called a Dr. Jekyll, Mrs. Hyde syndrome, right?
That happens a lot.
So you know what I'm talking about, right? So the thing is that you have to find someone who you allow them to just grasp, be themselves, and just enjoy. You cold?
But watch this. She ain't anemic.
I am anemic. That's why.
A lot of black women are. You ain't know.
It's not about me.
A lot of black women are anemic. Yes. Vitamin D deficient too.
Yeah, a lot of women are like that. Why, we don't know.
Because we don't eat a lot of vegetables.
You know why I think that? Hey Mark, you know why I think that is? Because they always put the heat out on the men that they got.
And for those of you that tune in every week, unless there's a specifically good reason that I need a name drop, I don't name drop friends. Tony Wolf is here, so I will name drop this guy. What's up, Fat Belly, Big Fred? What's up, bro? I forgot what I was gonna say now.
So that means I can say something. Yay me. When it comes to the list, I don't think I make a list of expectations I want for them. I think I make a list of what I don't want, just so that I'll be aware of what I want or what I see is happening and what road I'm not going down again. We were just talking.
That's what I was going to say. We just had this conversation.
Coming down.
Because I told her what I will not expect. Yeah, coming down here from DC. What I won't tolerate.
So can we equate?
It's not a list of what I want. It's what I want.
So can we equate that to what we call deal breakers then?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Now I go with that. So
I believe
that's reasonable.
This the other thing too. Like we talked about experiences. You know what I'm saying? We learn. Well, we should learn from our experiences. You know, and definitely every loss should be looked at as a lesson. You know, you should glean something from whatever you went through, whatever you experienced, you know. So for instance, you know, if I'm a bank teller and I'm in the bank and then I'm trained to see what counterfeit money look like, eventually I ain't gonna always have to use the marker. It's certain things I can just hold it up to the light, you know, and I can really see that this counterfeit. I'm not gonna deposit this because this counterfeit money. The same way it should be with individuals. You know, of course people put their best representative out there, but yeah, if you give yourself time to learn the person, in other words, start off with that friendship and become friends first, then you will realize who that person really is, you know. Now you will see certain triggers, because the reality of it is even the slightest thing could be, now some people might not know what the triggers look like. Now that's why I wanted Trina to talk about too some of her experiences next time we have our panel. It's because some people end up in relationships. We got to do the break time, y'all. Break it down. We'll
finish what he was saying, and we'll be back like we never left. Okay.
BeExposedRadio.com.
Yeah.
All right.
That's what I was going to talk to you too about.
But nothing beats the moment you see that. Cool! That's your child's eyes opening up to a world of possibilities.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org. Learn about forests near you and discover cool things to do when you go. And you might just see this. Visit discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Here's what you missed on Salacious Life Radio.
You know, when it comes to your children, especially if you're dating someone that you actually like, you do want it to work. So you're gonna hope and encourage the relationship between your child and that person because you like that person, you know, so you're gonna hope for the best. I mean, sometimes it just doesn't work and you can't make it work. You can't force it. It's like a branch. You keep bending it, eventually it'll snap, and even if you put it back together, it'll never be what it once was. But you definitely pray on it. You hope for the best, you know, because like nobody wants to spend the rest of their life alone just because that a particular relationship didn't work out, but you had this beautiful creature as a result of it, you know. But you don't want to necessarily spend and you're not all of a sudden a bad person. You're not all of a sudden not going to fulfill this other person's needs.
You, madam, are a harlot and a scoundrel.
Because I had one kid while I was still married. Like,
I take that back.
What if the situation turns around the other way? So you ready for your child to meet? They meet the person, and this person is a giver. So this person's buying your child lots of gifts and wanting to.
I would usually.
Do you
like,
let
you don't like if it's a birthday or some sort of holiday or something like that, okay, and they want to get them a few things or get them something, okay, but just on like a regular basis, like unless it's like Nestle's Quick or something that you can get from like, you know what I'm saying, or like Kit Kats or something like that. Like, no, don't spend a lot of money
it's
on.
Unrealistic. I'm sorry,
it's unrealistic. Like, don't try to buy his.
Tune in live to Salacious Life Radio every Wednesday from 9 to 11, only on BeExposedRadio.com.
Whoa. The moment my son saw a redwood tree.
It's huge!
Is the moment I knew that for him,
You can't even see the top of that thing.
even the sky has no limit.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org. Learn about. You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
We're back. So we're back.
Okay, guys.
Hey guys, we're back. Thank you for tuning on.
They keep saying we back, but we ain't never leave.
No.
Yeah, we surely did.
Like they say, back like we never left.
Either. So like we really didn't leave and go anywhere. We kind of sat here. This is actually a really good show. I kind of don't want it to be like almost over, only because we actually get to talk. Like y'all don't even get to see us this time. You know, this is the first time for everything.
Yeah, just totally audio today.
Right.
So
straight audio. And y'all the real ones. All 13 of us who's watching it live.
Thank you.
Thank you. And if there's more people watching it that we don't see, thank you again. Thank you a third and fourth time.
Feel free to like it, share it, spread the word.
Right.
Tell your mama, your grandmother, your cousin, and your brother.
That's right.
So I have
put a note on the dog.
Right.
And let the dog out. The neighbor will see the dog. And when the neighbor calls the dog, the neighbor will get the note.
That's it.
That's right.
Share our radio.
That's right.
So,
we were talking about experiences.
We were.
And sharing those experiences that we also go through, because some people, they go into relationships and they have never experienced something before. So let's just talk about, let's say, for something abusive. Some people don't know what what abuser signs look like, you know. And it's important for people to share those experiences if you've been in that relationship. But sometimes shame keeps that story in. But sometimes if you share that story, it could also help somebody else from being a victim. Much less might be someone that loses their life to something like that, because that's real too in this world.
Especially nowadays.
Yeah.
It's like every day you hear about something. Like, I know someone that was killed Saturday night. And, you know, when I saw the news Sunday morning, Sunday evening, I was like, nah. Then they showed a picture. And I was like, damn.
Dang.
I know dude.
Yeah.
Like, I've hung out with dude. I've had conversations with this guy. You know what I mean? And, you know, I was talking to my bartender doctor last night. And he was like, yeah, we used to work together. So the world is so big, but at the same time it's so small. And you know, it's crazy. I'm gonna use Baltimore as an example.
So how you gotta do this?
Somebody knows somebody knows somebody knows somebody. I've never seen a city like Baltimore and DC. And I don't know if it's because they're so close or what the deal is, but it's like every time you turn around, something good or bad happens. One way, shape, or form, you know that individual. Male, female, child, parent, grandparent. Like, I don't know the guy in Fed Hill that was killed, what was it, a couple days ago, last week. But I know someone that knows him. And there was something else that I know someone involved. I don't remember what it was. I don't remember if it was bad or if it was horrible, but it was something. And in one way, shape, or form, I know this individual. So it's crazy how life evolves. Good ways, bad ways, tragic ways. You know, you want to do something, but at the same time, you don't want to cross nobody's boundaries, especially when you're dealing with tragedy. You know, what can I do to help out with this family? What can I do to help out with these victims? But you don't want to overstep the boundaries that are now in place. And that has a lot to do with relationships. You know, your homeboys don't want to get too involved because, I mean, let's be real. Nowadays, people pretty much just try to mind their business. You know,
but see, that's a problem.
I think that's slightly a problem.
I'm telling you, and I agree with you, because people want to mind their business, but the problem with that is what people mind in their business are people that are going through things and that are detrimental to their life.
But they're afraid to share.
because they're afraid that the person may say, well, I don't want to talk to this person, they always going through drama, or they don't want to hear what I have to say, or the person may turn their back on them when they're trying to talk to them and reach out. But it's very serious. There have been times where I've been in fights and the neighbors would hear and nobody said a thing. You know, nobody said nothing. Nothing was done. People just kind of, you know,
let it happen.
You know, and
oh, it's a fight.
I
got some excitement.
Right, some excitement, or they're like, I don't want to get involved because it's not my business. Next thing you know, somebody end up getting killed.
Exactly.
Or in the hospital.
You're ignoring each other.
Right.
We're walking around each other and just totally ignoring each other.
They think, oh, they're crazy. You know, like you know, that's
we're ignoring each other. It's just not good.
Unfortunately,
I think that as friends, you need to actually watch and pay attention to your friends. See what's going on, see how it is. At one point, they're not going to hear you. They're not going to want to hear. You need to walk away. You need to leave this alone. So as a friend, and because of who you are, sometimes you got to take that step back. Shut up and be that just support person for them, because at the end of the day, no matter what you say, until they're ready to make that decision, they're not going to make that decision.
Well, that's true. I've seen that.
That is true.
They have to be fed up enough to now they want to change. You can't force anybody to do anything, unfortunately. You got to come from internally themselves, you know?
So we talking about like the physical abuse to a partner, right? All right, so
Physical and mental, it goes hand in hand.
I'm about to say, I learned, so my father told me, if you need to put your hands on a woman, you don't need to be with her. I learned that as a young boy. So only time I put my hands on a woman is I'm giving her a massage. Now back to what we were saying. I actually got invited to 2 domestic violence workshops to speak to women, battered women. Then I got invited to another workshop for battered teen girls. I didn't know that guys was beating up on young.
Yeah,
I didn't know that. I'm not. That's not. Look, I grew up in a time where I didn't see too much of that. You know what I'm saying? And so when I was speaking to these young ladies, because it was based on my book about making better choices on who you bring into your life, who you allow into your life. You know, I was invited. So when I got a chance to speak to those young ladies, it was like they really, you know, didn't even want to talk about it, because they was like, the love aspect, what they say, those emotional attachments to this individual was like, well, I know, but it's just that, you know, he gets that way sometimes. And I'm like, why are you, like Curtis said, why are you making an excuse for abuse? You know,
and fear.
And matter of fact, I can't say this because I talked to a friend of mine, right? And she writing this book, right? And when she gave me the title of this book, I was like, oh my God, get that thing patented, copywritten. And I said, because if you don't, I will. Right? But it deals with what we're talking about, and the name of her book, when it comes out, man, just the title alone will resonate to women who have been battered, you know. And so that's what I believe. You just gotta, you know, as far as getting into people's business, until you're ready to make that choice, you know, and get out of that abusive relationship. And that's what I wanted to say about my father. That's what when my father that put his hands on my mother, and I was talking to the young lady about what you said, the verbal abuse, and she kept going back to this guy and said that she said that was like equated to being hit. But she kept going back. So my father, I saw my mother hit my father once when we was like about 10 or 11. My father left. So me and my brother ain't seen my father for about a year.
Oh my.
So I didn't know about that being like abuse towards your spouse. You know, I just saw my mother smack him and I was like, you know, yeah.
You realize it was a different kind of pain.
I didn't know. And so, because you always hear the woman is being the batter, you know, being battered, but I didn't. I recognize. Yeah, that I had to think about that. So and when he did come back, we came home and my father was in the house. Me and my brother ran to him. My mother never put her hands on him again.
Yeah, she learned that lesson. She learned, not having him around for a year. She learned real quick, but you know, but she learned.
But you know, and like he said, he saw that one instance. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, like in households too now, you know, well, let's just talk about the parents that raised the young men now. Not all of them are bad parents, and not all, some make bad decisions. Some things are happening in the house that perpetuates what we're seeing in our community right now. You know, the reality of it is that, you know, a lot of our inner city youth come from broken homes. You know, they come from homes, especially Baltimore and DC. You know, they come from homes that either have drug addiction, fatherless homes, or either, and I'm not going to say a majority, but let's just say general, like we know that you talk to most people and they say, well, I didn't have a father in my house, you know, or I did, my mother was on crack, or blase, blase. So they see the dysfunction, and that dysfunction is perpetuated because people can take two things from what they see. Either they learn how not to do it, or they learn to do it. You know,
there's an effect happening no matter what.
So that would be determined for me. I mean, my father was a good dude. He was a good guy. You know, I won't take anything from him. It was just some things that he never dealt with in his past that made him who he was in his present and his future. You know, so but the thing about it is that, you know, because of certain things he did in his relationship with my mother made me promise when I was probably like maybe about 7, 8 years old. She looked at me one night and I'm watching MASH, and I'll never forget it. And she looked at me and got my attention because I used to be glued to the TV. She said, I want you to promise me something. And I'm like, what? She said, CJ, I want you to promise me, if you love somebody, make sure you love them the same way from the beginning to the end. Say you never change. Make sure it always be on you, on them. Never let it be on you if something mess up. So I said, I promise. And I've kept that promise to this day. You know, the thing about it is that I saw her pain, though. You get where I'm coming from? So it made me say, I don't want to see that. I see another woman go through that. You get where I'm coming from? So the way I move was different. Now, in certain instances, though, you know, I can't always say that I didn't leave people hurt, because I gave the instance where people, like we talk about, we don't build friendships. You know, at one time, you know, in another life, I mean, I will meet somebody, we hang out and stuff like that. Well, yeah, we might be intimate, and then I'll move on about my business. We still hook up here and there, but I make it clear that I don't want a relationship. But when two people lay down more than one time, somebody will get up with feelings. And because of that, I'm taking something away from that person every time. You know, and the person has a hope and the expectation that now that I've gained feelings for this person, that maybe this can change into something greater, but it never does. So now I'm leaving somebody wounded. So when the next man comes along, now that cycle might either be perpetuated or even it might be broken. Most times it's not broken. They fall right back into the same situation, and then they end up hurt again. And then we see it over and over again. So then when you get to a certain age of maturity, you realize that this is not what I want no more. I want something that really completes me, and then that's the mistake we make. I want something that really completes me, because for real, I felt like I've been subtracted from so much that I need somebody else to help complete me. You just
know? Fall into something else.
Exactly. So
and
now,
again,
lonely too.
You go.
Loneliness.
So now, I'm substituting. I'm
substituting
a feeling for really who I am.
I need to self-heal myself first.
Exactly.
And then maybe think about a relationship, but not use somebody to get happy.
Exactly. Because you're not, because happiness is based off circumstances. You know what I'm saying? So for real, like, I want to make sure you my friend, because for real, if it's snow and it's up to the door and past the window, I want to know in a week that I ain't gonna try to dig myself out because I'm tired of being around you.
Well, let me ask you this: if the person appears to be your friend for a certain period of time, then later on, months and months later, say 6 months, 7 months, 8 months, you already invested. You're already invested your time in. You're in love with the person. Y'all in love. Things start to hit the fan. Things start to get bad. Then you're thinking, well, maybe this person who they showed me who they were. Maybe they'll go back to being that way. You know. Well, what do you do in that situation? Like you're hoping that it will go back to the way things were. And I'm just asking for everyone. I'm asking for.
No,
it may not actually go that way.
So basically, I'm gonna get a plug. It's a plug.
People get stuck in. Sometimes they get stuck in relationships like that. They get stuck in marriage.
You don't get stuck in nothing.
No,
I don't believe. That's why I disagree. I disagree.
Sometimes your emotions take precedence over.
Your emotions don't take precedence. Emotions take precedence over nothing.
But Trina's right though. Emotions does take take precedence sometimes.
I ain't said you wasn't wrong about that. I said your emotions shouldn't take precedence. That's what I said.
We agree with that. But that's where the eye comes in at. You use
that's why that's why the book said your eye over your E.
So let me tell them how to use their eye at that time. Please. So the time of using your eye at that time. So okay, say you in a relationship, y'all in the house, then you've been with this person for 5-6 months. Now this dude or this woman starts acting crazy and then not communicating with you. They're acting foolish, and then it keeps on going on day after day, week after week. There's nothing changing back, but yet you hoping it changes back. Now step outside yourself. You talking to your homegirl on the phone. Girl, he been acting crazy. I don't know what's wrong with him. He get on my nerves. This and that. Blah blah blah. Like, okay, you talking to your man. Oh, hey Slim, I'm telling you, I'm about to roll out on her because she tripping, y'all. Real. So basically, you think about it, step out yourself, and now the person you talking to, more than likely, that's your other best friend. Now your other best friend, y'all done had disagreements, and because y'all done had disagreements, y'all might have then went back to each other, but y'all never stayed mad at each other. Y'all always communicated about what's going on and apologized and went back and y'all was cool again. Never fallen out over nothing, right? So if you can look at that, now you know what a real friendship look like.
If I was your best friend,
so the person in your house might really not be your friend.
Stranger.
I don't change.
Come on now. So basically recognize this right here.
But that person put their best foot forward.
But now you saying that their best foot was a fake foot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I think that all comes back to loving yourself. Because you don't want to keep putting up with everything. If you don't like it, I mean,
consistency.
Because you keep compromising on your own values. Eventually, you're not gonna have any more if you keep giving up. Giving is up.
I want to bring something up real quick before we
bring it up.
We gotta pay some bills.
Every time we get ready, you already know what time it is, and we are about to go on break. Everyone tune in. We're almost there, guys. See you when we get back.
I was going to tell you what the next topic is going to be.
Driving has a rhythm all its own. Don't wreck it with a text. Before you get behind the wheel, silence your phone. Or better yet, designate a texter. For more text-free driving tips, visit stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
Green light. Hey girl, school zone. I'm getting hungry. Car changing lanes. You want to meet me for pizza? Stop sign. Intersection clear. Yeah, street. Pizza sounds good. Ballin Street? Girlin Street!
It's hard to concentrate on two things at once, like texting and driving. Stop the text, stop the wrecks. How will you stop texting and driving? Tell us at stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
So, Jacqueline.
Yes, Mom?
I wanted to talk to you about something and... Oh, wait. Hold on. I just got a text. Oh, there's another one. Wow. Busy me. So, anyway...
Oh, wait, Mom. I just got a message. My friends keep commenting on my comment. Oh, there's another one. So many comments on my comment.
Oh, I can't wait to watch TV tonight. Playoffs!
Hey, guys, check out my new video game. Pew, pew. Wait, Mom, what? Huh?
What? Hold
What'd you say? Wait a second, what?
This weekend, unplug. Take your family to the forest. There's nothing in the world like experiencing nature firsthand. Trees, paths, bluebirds, streams. Getting closer to nature can get you closer to your family. To find the forest nearest you, go to discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
The Artist Exchange Radio Show every Friday, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m., every Saturday, 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. Real artist, real talk, real live on BeExposedRadio.com. I was meeting with a friend yesterday, and I've gotten to the point where don't ask me a question because the truth is going to come out. Exactly. Just don't do it.
If you ain't looking for the truth, don't come to me.
Don't do it because I can't hold my tongue. And she wants to be this stylist, boutique but you're not doing anything in that nature, and I can't take you seriously if you're not doing those things. And I understood why people didn't take me seriously, because I found myself in somebody else's lane. I was good at what I was doing and what I wanted to be, but I wasn't doing it for me. So how can I ask you to take me seriously if I'm living in somebody else's shoes?
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
What made you think or say that? Because the reality of it is, no, you're not. You're uniquely made. There will never be another like you. And anybody that gets you will be blessed beyond measure, because you have qualities that can't nobody else match, because they're not you. So the thing is that you got, this is how I look at relationships. This is how we got to look at relationships. Now we try to do this. Come here for a minute, Tony. Let me see your hand, right? We try to do this. So most times we try to do this and it doesn't feel comfortable. It doesn't feel comfortable at all. We can do it, two things look like they're supposed to be together, but this is the way God do it. When you wait for something to happen, I can put my two hands together like this and sit like, see how I am? Just relax and chill all day and not feel uncomfortable, because they meant to be together. That you can do.
They'll tell you, I'm never 24/7 up here doing something with my hands. I don't know why I'm antsy, but I'm antsy.
That's cool.
So one thing I learned about myself is that a lot of my childhood experiences formed my older experiences, which meant that, like, after a while, when I started experiencing the same thing over and over again, I realized that it was like, it could have been like an emotional block, or like I was just mentally blocked. So I had to learn to get over each and every obstacle in order to make me into a better person as to who I am, which is why I said what I said. But that doesn't mean that's who I am, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that do make sense.
Like, I know, because I know what I've done, I know what I've experienced, but I know where I'm going now. Like, I know I'm in a full transition, like, period in my life. Like, everything that's happening is transitioning, and I know the woman who I want to be, she's going to shine.
You know why? Because you're going to start coming to the IOV Perspective workshops. You know we about to start a boot camp.
Look, I already said I wanted one of them books. I need that book. Like,
and let me tell you something. So you know when a caterpillar enters into a cocoon, that if you saw it coming out and you broke it out the cocoon, right, that its wings wouldn't have enough strength for it to fly, right?
Right.
So sometimes what you experience and what you struggle through really is going to produce the beauty that's in you. So all you gotta do is just fly. You know what I'm saying? So just realize, like for real, that's who you are. You know, when the caterpillar was a caterpillar, it was still a butterfly. You get where I'm coming from? When somebody else tried to make you seem or look a certain way, you were still a butterfly. So you gotta realize that even in your right now, that you're still a butterfly. And if other people can't recognize the colors that's on you, then they're not worthy of you. You get where I'm coming from?
Never settle.
So, man, you
don't settle for less.
No, but you gonna find
something. And you know I don't settle. Throw them all away. Okay, guys, we have 2 minutes left. Would our guests like to share their social media information so that people can follow them?
Yeah, sure. This is Trina Love. You can find me on Facebook. It's Trina Love, IG Trina Love _88. Also look up Movers and Shakers in the Community, which is our positive group and organization. Join our group. We do a lot of events in the area, DC area, and I hope to hear from you or see you soon.
Yeah, this is Tony Wolf from Learning to Use Your I Over Your E Regarding Relationships. You can follow us on the I Over E Perspective on Facebook. And if you want to order a book, you just tag me and inbox me. And the book is only $10, but it's going to be worth $1 trillion once you read it.
And I'm Curtis Alston. You definitely can find me on that ILVE as well, and on the Movers and Shakers as well. So we just looking forward to seeing y'all in the future on different events. So check it out. Make sure you show up and bring your ILVE.
Yes, my name is T.
Teyana.
On Instagram, you follow me. I wasn't ready. I surely wasn't. But on Instagram, follow me at T_the Busy Bee. And Skylyne_Foundation_2016. I've been putting up everything, so make sure you all follow that because Thanksgiving is coming up and it's about to be lit. Would you all like to share? We only have like this many seconds left.
Okay. Well, I'm Fawn the Skater. You can follow me on IG on freespirited_Fawn. And that's Faun, not FAWN. So Fawn. Freespirited_Fawn.
Yes.
Yeah, and like I want to invite all you guys to come out to skating because this is what I do. I'm a roller skater. I travel. I go to different states.
Like ATL. You like that movie ATL?
That's right. Come on out, guys. That's right.
He showed me a video.
Guys, we're not ready to get off the show. But tune in again next week, next Wednesday. Oh, actually, happy Thanksgiving. And we'll see you all the following week. All right. Have a good time. Take care, guys. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy holidays.
Tomorrow, if you didn't see the weather, watch the weather tonight. And tomorrow morning, the updates in the school cancellation.
All that stuff.
Be there early.
And wear socks. Wear socks.
We're rewarding you for something you already do, listening to us. It's Radio Loyalty, and it's an easy way for you to get free stuff. All you do is sign up. Go ahead and click the banner now. You'll earn points as you listen. Points you can trade in for great products and services in the Radio Loyalty store. You can earn even more points when you share your favorite station with friends on Facebook and Twitter. Radio Loyalty. It's free to sign up, so click the banner to join now.
Hi, I'm LeVar Burton, and I'm proud to be a book person. How do I choose a book? Sometimes it's the cover, sometimes it's the title. I guess I'm pretty visual. If a book's really impressing me and the writing is really good, I will peek and see what the last paragraph is. Because the endings of books should rock you. I am a book person, and if you're a book person too, read to a child and spark a lifetime of ambition. Join me at bookpeopleunite.org because reading is fundamental. A public service announcement brought to you by Reading is Fundamental, Library of Congress, and the Ad Council.
Check out this flashback.
Right. To know that I don't want nothing to do with that.
Yeah.
Drug use.
It's crazy.
So again, derived from the lyrics. Talk to me about the interpersonal conflict.
So let me say this, and I think that what I'm gonna do is probably challenge a lot of what we're dealing with topically.
Yeah.
Because to me, whether we're talking about material things, drug use, or anything else, it's where we teach our young people to place value.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You're not going to take the person that has been given the value system, and I know we're talking about young women, but I look at my son, I look at little Marvin, and one of the things, of all of the things that Marvin has decided that he would go venture into, one of the things that he's just completely stayed away from is drugs. Has no desire towards it, but I've never modeled anything about that being something. And when you look again, as we keep talking about the cultural aspects of things, we're talking about a culture and systems that creates a sense of attraction or makes this stuff attractive, you know, in its advertising and promotion, whether it's the material things, whether it's the drug use. But I believe that if you've put a firm value system in, and taught people taught your young people, your young ladies, what has value, and what literally doesn't have value, then, you know, even, I guess, kind of throwing them into the lion's den, whether it be sending them to Baltimore public schools, because everybody in Baltimore public schools ain't coming from your household, whether it be being out in the community or going to their cousin's house who live in the rougher neighborhood. You know, there can be the presence of that peer pressure, but we got to make sure that we balancing it out. So lyrics that are suggestive towards drug use is ridiculous right now.
Join us every Sunday evening at 7 p.m. for Conflict Resolution with Daryl White, only on Be Exposed Radio.
I'm LeVar Burton, and I'm proud to be a book person. How do I choose a book? Sometimes it's the cover, sometimes it's the title. I guess I'm pretty visual. If a book's really impressing me and the writing is really good, I will peek and see what the last paragraph is. Because the endings of books should rock you. I am a book person, and if you're a book person too, read to a child and spark a lifetime of ambition. Join me at bookpeopleunite.org because reading is fundamental. A public service announcement brought to you by Reading is Fundamental, Library of Congress, and the Ad Council.
Green light. Hey girl, school zone. I'm getting hungry. Car changing lanes. You want to meet me for pizza? Stop sign. Intersection clear. Yeah, street. Pizza sounds good. Ballin Street? Girlin Street!
It's hard to concentrate on two things at once, like texting and driving. Stop the text, stop the wrecks. How will you stop texting and driving? Tell us at stoptextstopwrecks.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Join the Just a Bit Outside crew every Monday, 8 to 10 p.m. on BeExposedRadio.com.
You want to start off?
I think I'll get it out of the way on a who's not.
Okay, do it.
The Orioles.
Right.
They got swept by the Royals. They lost 4 in a row, and the last 5 games have all been decided by 1 run. The game before, or the last game that they lost before the Royals was the Nationals, and it was Weeders, of course, won with a home run.
Hit the home run.
Right. They were going into that National series. It seemed like they were doing so well, and they just crapped out. They got that game postponed, so who knows when they're going to replay that or play that game. That's my first not for the night.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and weigh in on my who's not, and I'm going to talk about the San Diego Padres.
The Padres. That's okay. You just took my answer.
They're in last place in the NL West. They've lost 8 of their last 10. Their run differential is a negative 65, which is just horrible. So when you have, well, let me just talk about run differential a little bit. It's kind of like the
how much you're winning or losing your games by, pretty much.
Yeah. Okay. It's like the margin of victory, kind of.
Right.
So when you're in a negative number, that means that you're.
Then your average game you're losing
by a whole lot.
Right.
I mean, a number like negative 65, this early in the season is pretty rough.
That's horrible.
Then the pitching numbers pretty much support this stat right here. I mean, the team ERA is 4.70, which is 26th in the league. They have 126 walks allowed. They acquired Jared Weaver in the offseason, and he really has not panned out. He's off to one of the worst starts in any of the pitchers in 2017. He's 0-4 with a 6.05 ERA. In May alone, he already has 12 earned runs. 12 earned runs in May. And, another one of their pitchers, Clayton Richard, he's 2-4 with a 4.34 ERA. And, in May, he has 6 earned runs and 12 innings pitched. So they're not pitching well. And on top of that, they are also not batting well.
Right. But it kind of sucks because Manuel Margot is doing pretty good. His the past few at bats, his last.
Join the Just a Bit Outside crew every Monday, 8 to 10 p.m. on BeExposedRadio.com.
Keyboard Cat, Hamilton the Pug, and Toast Meets World. These are some of the internet's most beloved pets. With millions of YouTube views, shares, Instagram likes, followers, and fans across the globe. But what do all these amazing pets have in common? Their stories started in a shelter. Start your story. Adopt a dog or cat today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org to find a shelter or adoptable pets near you. Training that pet to play the keyboard? Well, that's entirely up to you. Visit theshelterpetproject.org and hear more about Hamilton the Pug, Toast, and Keyboard Cat's amazing adoption stories. Start a story, adopt a shelter or rescue pet today. Your perfect pet is just a click away at theshelterpetproject.org.
If you made them, take care of them.
Yeah, that's the real. That's the real deal.
It's period.
Right.
And all that old money shouldn't go toward this, money should go to, if the child is with one of the parents 24/7, 7 days a week, you don't even come get your child every day. You come get your child once a month maybe, or once every 3 months.
Right.
You cannot dictate where that money goes, especially if the child ain't calling you about nothing. Now, if the child calling you every week, then you can question about where the child support is going. But if every time you pick up the child, they look nice, they ain't complaining about nothing, why are you worrying about where the money go at?
It is what it is. Radio show.
Whoa. The moment my son saw a redwood tree.
It's huge!
Is the moment I knew that for him,
You can't even see the top of that thing.
even the sky has no limit.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org. Learn about forests near you and discover cool things to do when you go. Your moment is out there. Find it at discovertheforest.org.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
You use Tearless Baby Shampoo because it's gentle on your baby's eyes. You make